On October 6, 2015, CIA's head John Brennan got a call from an unknown number.
Hello?
John Brennan?
Who is this?
You're a f***ing loser.
Who is this? How did you get this number? What do you want?
I don't want anything.
Why are you doing this?
We want you to stop bombing the Middle East.
This prank call was made by a 15-year-old boy from London. This boy's internet name was Cracker. And this call was going to shake the entire American establishment. But behind this, not only this boy, but he had another friend as well. And these two boys left the world's most powerful secret agency helpless. In 2015, they leaked thousands of secret documents from the CIA and FBI. They also gave Julian Assange the highly confidential documents of the American government. These were the documents that contained all the details of how the CIA had turned the governments in the Middle East, Afghanistan, and South American countries. These documents also said that the American government has such a technology through which it can monitor every person in the world who has ever logged on to the internet. To leak all these documents, these two boys had to pay a heavy price. But first, let's understand how these two boys hacked such confidential data. This is the story of two children who exposed the world's most powerful spy agency in front of everyone. In 2008, in the American state of Virginia, a 14-year-old boy was playing Counter-Strike on his computer. While playing the game, this kid started using some commands, and this is how he realized for the first time that these computers are a very powerful thing, and if someone gets their proper use, then he can take a lot of work from them, which can also shake the governments. This kid's internet name was Default. This was the time when a hacker group called Anonymous was becoming very famous in America. This group only hacked different companies and government websites to get attention. Default was very impressed with this group, but the problem with this group was that it was very difficult to trust anyone in it, because some of its members were also police who joined this group to catch the hackers. Meanwhile, Default got another hacker group whose name was Anonsec. Anonsec was also a hacker group like Anonymous, but these people only hacked websites and accounts for political and social motives. After becoming a part of this group, a whole hacking world opened in front of Default. Default's first and biggest hacking stint was to hack the server of Windsor University in Canada. He got into the financial records of this university, where he got the data of all the students who had taken a loan from the university. It was about $94 million. Default deleted all this data. Now normally this is not a big deal, because when hackers hack any such financial information they charge a good price to restore it. But Default had no such intention. He started to understand hacking as a tool to get attention and bring social change. After this, Default kept hacking websites one after the other, and there was a social or political motive behind every hacked website. 2013 had come and Default had now become a pro-level hacker. He was also very interested in cryptocurrency, and that's why he had 1,000 bitcoins in a hard drive whose price today is around $66 million. Here, another man enters this story. A 29-year-old CIA contractor. May 2013, this CIA contractor has been sitting in his apartment for a long time and is thinking something. He has a very secret file in which it was written that the American government has the ability to monitor every person in the world who has logged into the computer once and his computer is connected to the internet. According to that man, this was a very big human rights violation which should have been stopped at all costs. But he had an idea that if he said this to anyone, then it would be a case of leaking confidential information on him, for which he may have to go to jail for the rest of his life. Then, a plan came to his mind. He downloaded all the data, applied for a few weeks' leave and went to Hong Kong because he thought that the Hong Kong government would save him from the American government. The name of this CIA contractor was Edward Snowden, and he gave an interview to two journalists after reaching Hong Kong who shocked the whole world. In this interview, he revealed all the secrets that how the American government monitors people all over the world and violates individual freedom. This interview greatly inspired hackers like Default and Cracker. On the one hand, Default was very angry with his government. He decided that he would also teach CIA officials a lesson, and show them how it feels when someone is monitoring your private life and data. That's why he teamed up with Cracker in England. Cracker's growing involvement in the Middle East and especially what was happening in Palestine was very much against the American role. These two guys formed a group named Crackers with Attitude. Their first target was James Clapper, the intelligence director of the Obama administration. He picked up Clapper's phone number from Google and hacked his email through that number, and hacked all his social media handles through that email. After this, their next target was the head of CIA, John Brennan. Not only did he hack all the data of Brennan, but he also made a prank call which you have heard at the beginning of the video. The whole CIA and John Brennan were shocked. Crackers uploaded all Brennan's data to Julian Assange's WikiLeaks website. It had all the confidential documents which mentioned the role of the CIA in the Afghan-Iraq War and such technologies through which the CIA was violating human rights. In October 2015, Julian Assange published all this data. And all hell broke loose. The CIA had to pay $1.5 million damages on this data leak. Many of their secret agents went underground. Many people had to resign and there was a lot of embarrassment. These two hadn't stopped yet. In the next few months, they hacked everything from the FBI database to the Department of Justice website and leaked documents. The whole American government was ashamed. They didn't understand who these hackers were. They knew that after what they had done, the CIA and the American government would definitely come after them. And that's why these two were hiding their identity very well. After every 5 minutes, they changed the proxy and switched the IP so that their location wouldn't be traced. The world's most powerful spy agency hadn't been able to trace these two kids yet. But then, in September 2016, Crackers made a huge mistake. One day, he was partying with his two friends when the news came on TV, that how a group called Crackers with Attitude has trapped the entire CIA. Crackers jokingly told his friends that this group belongs to him. When his friends made fun of him, he showed them all the servers and proofs. And this was his biggest mistake. One of his friends gave the news to the government and only 48 hours later, the British police raided Crackers' apartment in England and the FBI raided the Default's apartment in America. Both of them were arrested. Crackers was sentenced to 2 years in prison for being underage and being in the UK. But since the Default was in America, he was given a very harsh punishment. He was sent to a federal prison for 5 years and was fined $145,000. And his 1,000 Bitcoin hard drive was confiscated by the government. These two kids were sentenced to leak information that was for the benefit of all humans. And whatever was said in their leaked data happened exactly the same in December 2023, when the Biden administration passed a controversial law in which the government was given the right to monitor anyone in the world without a warrant. And who knows, when you are watching this video, you and I are also being surveilled. My question is only this: that is it a crime to leak such a document, or is it a crime to expose the wrongdoings of the government which is a threat to humanity? In this situation, I remember one thing by Edward Snowden: when exposing a crime is treated as committing a crime, you are being ruled by criminals. What is your opinion about all these cases? Do tell us in the comments below. See you in the next video.